First, one should let out clear out the residual air, the breath, and then generate, visualize the attitude of going for refuge, arousing the mind of awakening, and supplicating the masters of the Mahamudra lineage. In order to experience the realization of Mahamudra, and in order to maintain that experience from deterioration or from diminishing, the preliminary practices are presented. The essential points of which has conveyed to you, and there is the general classification of the three types of preliminaries: common or ordinary, specific or uncommon, and the special preliminaries, each one within it having 4 sub-preliminaries, altogether the 12 preliminaries. And in the common preliminary, the first one being appreciating and recognizing the precious human birth from the point of view of how difficult it is to obtain, and its fragility, and also the opportunities that it provides. And second is focusing on the fact of the impermanence, death and impermanence, and everything is impermanent. These first 2 of the common preliminaries support as antidote for letting go of clinging to the illusion of the reality of this very life. And the third common preliminary, the truth of cause and effect, karma, and the fourth is the unsatisfactory and nature of samsara, how samsara is full of shortcomings and defects. To understanding the next 2 common preliminaries, thus serving as antidote for letting go of clinging to the illusion of reality of samsara in general, through the understanding of its various defects. Then, in the specific of the uncommon preliminaries, the first is, as the basis for all Buddhist path and practice, taking of refuge and at the very essence and the basis of the Mahayana path and practice, arousing the mind of awakening, bodhicitta. The second is doing the practice of Vajrayana to bring about the purification of defilements and negative obscurations that one has accumulated from time immemorable. And the third one is the practice of mandala towards accumulation of merit and wisdom. And the fourth, within the specific preliminary, is approaching the practice of the Guru Yoga to bring about the inspiration and blessings of the Guru into one's mind towards the realization of Mahamudra. And the third category of preliminary, the special preliminary, is particularly to enhance the practice of Mahamudra, and the first among the four special preliminaries being the causal factor, which is waking up to the futility of samsara and therefore giving birth to the experience of genuine revulsion. And the second is the principal factor of the support of the various aspects of the spiritual friend. And the third is the objective factor of the very point of the practice of the Mahamudra meditation, that is the Mahamudra meditation from the point of view of Kagyü or ordinary mind. And the fourth being the immediate factor in the sense of whatever arises in the practice of the Mahamudra, that such experiences being free of hurt, fear and doubt, as Rinpoche had explained. So in this way, with the application of the 12 preliminaries, serving as the important support and method towards gaining development and the realization of Mahamudra. Now, Rinpoche wants to give you the reading transmission of the Mantra practice, the preliminary practice, and known as long Tibetan, the reading transmission, that is unbroken line of the hearing of the words of the practice, and thus receiving the blessings of it through hearing of the unbroken line of the reading of the words. One should first arouse the proper motivation with understanding that as vast as space, that limitless number of sentient beings, towards being able to benefit and liberate sentient beings, one is going to listen to the precious teachings of the Dharma and integrate them into practice. So with this sincere attitude, arouse the mind of bodhicitta. The reason for sentient beings' experience of sufferings of samsara is because of not having understood and realized the essential nature of one's mind, and getting caught up in the obscurations of confusion and ignorance. As a result of the obscurations of ignorance, one has the distorted notion that experience of pain, happiness comes from external situations, and so one has this illusion that one needs to depend on external situations or circumstances towards warding off pain and gaining of happiness. Whereas in reality, whether there is the experience of samsaric outlook or the outlook of nirvana, it is all the expression of the mind. Whether one's experience rather is samsara or nirvana is a matter of the level of mental outlook that one is experiencing. So everything is the result of the projection of one's mind, a result of the expression of the outlook of one's mind. Given that whether there is going to be experience and the outlook of the experience of suffering, whether there is going to be the experience and the outlook of happiness is being rooted in the mind, so one must then come to terms with the fact one needs to understand the very essential nature of one's mind and realize it. And the practice, understanding should be geared towards then the realization of the essential nature of mind, or that of Mahamudra.
Au contraire, quelle est l'habilité pour commencer une méditation?
The essential purpose of the practice of Dharma is to bring about the revelation of the essential nature of one's mind to one. And toward that, one must engage in the practice of meditation. In doing the practice of meditation, the meditation practice must be carried out correctly, in that when one begins or starts session of practice of meditation, one must avoid unskillful way of beginning or starting the session of practice. What would constitute as unskillful way of beginning the practice is any idea that one has to go through some kind of formal preparation to enter into some meditation practice, or one has to, in order to get a good start going, one has to clear one's mind of various kinds of thoughts and trying to effect a clear mind, empty mind. And so going through this kind of asserting of these different affairs and trying to work out for so that something good is effected would be unskilled approach to the starting of the meditation practice. Such unskilled approach should be avoided. And having avoided the unskillful ways or approaches, one must begin with a skillful approach. The skillful approach is as you have been instructed. That there is no preparation as such. There is no formal procedures as such. but simply whatever is the instant occurrences of the mind, be it in the way of arising of negative thoughts, conventionally regarded as negative thoughts or positive thoughts, or the gap between thoughts, whatever instant occurrences are taking place, simply allowing the mind to rest in the instant awareness of the occurrences is the skillful approach to the practice of meditation. Skillful approach in the beginning, the practice of the meditation.